Why did I think it was a good idea to take a digital video class? I didn't sign up for this.
Didn't you, though?
I found this very boring and I'm going to change my topic. Thank you. Introductions. I'm Alexa and this is my bed.
I'm Erica, and this is Alexa's bed.
All right, let's get started. So, since the pandemic started, we're supposed to limit how often we leave the house, and because of that, a lot of people have taken up hobbies. We're talking about playing video games. We're talking about video games. During the pandemic, you've been wasting a lot of time by yourself because quarantine. So, what have you been doing to pass the time?
Playing Animal Crossing.
Good answer. I like that answer. Because this interview is going to be about Animal Crossing. So, Animal Crossing characters, there's a lot of them. They introduce new ones every game, the most recent being Animal Crossing New Horizons. As some of you at home might not know, Animal Crossing characters each have different personality traits. First, we're going to focus on male Animal Crossing characters. Okay, I'm going to list for the people at home who might not be super familiar with Animal Crossing. We're going to try to keep them in the loop with this interview. Male Animal Crossing characters can have 4 different personalities. There's Cranky, Smug, Lazy, and Jock. Okay, question 1. What is your least favorite male personality trait in Animal Crossing?
I mean, Smug.
So Smug is your least favorite.
Yes.
Why?
They keep using the wrong words. They think that they're smarter than they are. I can't think of the specific quote, but one time Marshall said buongiorno to me and then followed it up by saying he was practicing his Spanish. That's not Spanish. That's Italian. You fool. You absolute buffoon. You are a clown.
What is your most favorite male personality trait in Animal Crossing?
It used to be Crankies because they were a lot cooler, but they kind of played up the old man-iness of them in this one. They used to just be like mean, which I thought was funny. So friendship ended with all Cranky characters. Jocks are my new favorites. They are sweethearts. I love them. Lazies are cool too, though. But they talk about bugs too much. They used to not do that. I don't like that. Stop talking about the bugs that live under your bed.
The only good jock is Billy. How did that statement make you feel?
Disgusted. What is wrong with you?
Why? Why are jocks your favorite?
Because they are sweethearts all the time. They do talk about exercising a lot and occasionally refer to how sweaty they are, but they don't pressure me to work out. And I really appreciate that. I don't like it when sport ball people try and get me to play sports as well, because it's not going to happen. And you know what? Jocks respect that about you. And I like that. They're respectful. They're nice. They're the best.
We've gone through your favorite male character trait, your least favorite male character trait. So I'm going to ask a pretty tough question. Who is your favorite male character in Animal Crossing?
You didn't give me enough time to prepare for this question. I feel like because I said that jocks are my favorite personality type, I should name a jock. So Teddy is my favorite jock. He is always on my island. He's not allowed to leave my island. He's going to be there forever. But I'm very attached to a lot of the Cranky wolves. Thought wolves were cool, so I would always have them in my towns on my old games. Fang, eyeliner game is strong, man. He looks so good all the time. And for what? I don't know.
We're going to move on to female characters. So, female characters in Animal Crossing, for the people at home, also have 4 different character traits. And those are peppy, snooty, normal, and sisterly, or uchi, depending on who you ask. So, what is your favorite female personality trait?
It used to be normal in the old games because they were always very nice and they would talk about cleaning their house a lot, but they weren't mean to me like Snooties and Peppies were. But then they introduced Sisterly and they're pretty cool. because they're kind of like a mix between normal and snooty. So they're nice to you, but also mean. And they talk about cleaning their house, but also gardening. And I think that's pretty nifty. They have layers.
So, Sisterly is your favorite type.
Yes.
Once again, what is your least favorite female character trait?
I actually really like all of them, but if I had to pick, I guess Peppy, just because the way that their dialogue goes seems really stereotypical to me, which kind of bothers me. The rest of them talk like normal people, but then they really play up like the Valley Girl stereotype for Peppies, which kind of gets on my nerves.
Who is your favorite female Animal Crossing character?
Kiki is a normal cat villager, but Kiki has been in my town in every single game, and I love her very much. She's based on the cat from Kiki's Delivery Service, and she's adorable because she looks exactly like the cat. Like, they kind of copped the Studio Ghibli style, but it's okay because it was worth it. She's adorable.
All right, well, moving on from villagers, going back to informing the people at home, Animal Crossing also has like NPCs, I guess. Yeah. Some of them come and go. Some of them are more fan favorites than others. Who is your favorite NPC?
It's a toss-up because I would say KK Slider because you see him more because he rocks up to your island every Saturday to perform a concert, which is pretty sweet of him to do. But he plays some sick tunes, a lot of cool songs. But Rover is also one of my favorites. I just think he's a very cool dude. He's a cat. He's blue. He has a sweater. I like him.
So the thing about Animal Crossing New Horizons, right, was that you had your own island and that you could do whatever you wanted with it. But what they lacked is diving. They didn't give you diving right from the beginning. How did the lack of diving make you feel when you logged into Animal Crossing New Horizons for the first time?
I'm kind of conflicted because it did make sense when they did give it to us. They gave it to us in a summer update. So like the game came out in March, and usually people wouldn't tend to go swimming in March, especially in the ocean, which is the only place you can swim. But at the same time, there's an entire museum section dedicated to all of the sea life that you can find by diving. So you would think that they would have had all of the museum stuff available to you from the beginning. So it kind of bothered me that you couldn't start collecting things for all of the sections of the museum from the beginning, because that's usually what I like to do when I first start. But I don't necessarily mind the way that they're doing other old features and bringing those back, because it does keep a lot of people coming back. So yeah, I think it was smart doing it for things besides diving. But the diving thing, I think, probably should have been included from the beginning.
My last question. Okay, it might be two. So the first last question. What Animal Crossing game is the best one?
I'm biased, but Wild World was the first one I played. No one else is going to say Wild World, but it holds a special place in my heart, and I love it very much.
Okay, and then last question. What is the worst Animal Crossing game?
Yikes. Objectively, it's probably Wild World because it doesn't have as much features as any of the other ones. My least favorite, and the one that I got the least amount of enjoyment out of, was probably New Leaf. I think I played it around a time when I wasn't really into Animal Crossing, so I didn't play it as much as the other ones. I got really far in all of the other games except for New Leaf. I know there's a lot of stuff in New Leaf that I never unlocked.
Thank you for answering all of my stupid questions. Good night.
Good night.
Went to bed really late.
Oh no. She's taking me to get ice cream.